Hello, hello, hello. How are you? This is Patricia, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. And we're going to start out right away. I am going to finish die cutting some of the parts and pieces we need for the card that we're going to use today. And so I've got those started. I almost forgot to record my video. I know, you can't believe it. I will go back and tell you about what we are doing. But let's go ahead and cut these out for now. There we go. We are using the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I used the purple tape to tack those down so that the dies down so that they would not slide off. And so I've got this cut. I stamped the 3 of these. I only cut 2. I stamped the 3 of these in Evening Evergreen. Okay, and now I'm going to take these out now that I've cut them. And I will come back, believe me, and talk about what we're doing. So don't worry, we haven't neglected that. All right, I'm going to put those die cuts aside. The next one that I am going to do is I stamped on Just Jade cardstock with Just Jade ink, and I just get a richer color. And so I am going to put that on here and cut it out. It's a simple enough shape that I shouldn't have to worry about taping that down. So I'll roll it through. So much faster than fussy cutting, but fussy cutting works as well. Okay, there I've got that piece, and I still have some left on that, so I'm not going to throw it away. All right, I think, nope, I don't have all my pieces. One more thing. I laid everything out here. I needed 2 of these little, calling it a spiky plant, for lack of a better word, and I've already cut 1. So now I'm going to cut the second, and this one I'm not stamping at all. I am just simply putting it on a piece of Evening Evergreen and cutting it out. And I cut out 2 of those. Can you imagine trying to fussy cut that? Yeah, I don't think so. So there we go. Whoops. Now I have my second one of those. All right, now we're ready to put this card together, and we will start from the beginning to show you that. All right, so I had a bunch of little pieces. This is the one I just cut out at the very beginning. This is also one that I cut out. Then just now cut this one, and I already had an Evening Evergreen and a, oh, this was Just Jade. And then I've got a Just Jade pot. And then I've got these, the spiky ones that you just saw me do in the Evening Evergreen. And I've got my Cinnamon Cider pot. Okay. This then is the base of my card. Now, somebody was helping me, and I want to show you a little bit of what they did. Can you see at all how those don't exactly line up? Which is okay if that happens and you don't want to just turn it over so that you don't have to see it. And actually it's kind of nice because it does give a little bit of a lip. But if you don't want that, you can still, and you would want to do this before you create your card, line it up on this side and then take your bone folder and just drag it a little bit through the edge. Now, again, it's not that big of a deal. Sometimes I think I'm just a little bit too much of a perfectionist, but it doesn't have to be if you choose, just like I said, to turn it over. All right, then the next thing, we're going to take our piece of, what is this? Evening Evergreen. I've just been saying it about a dozen times, right? And here we go. We're going to decorate this up a little bit. We're going to give it a little bit of background. So we're going to do Evening Evergreen on Evening Evergreen, just like we did our Just Jade on Just Jade. And I've got the 5-leaf plant, and I am just going to, well, I'll use this since I don't have anything. And anywhere I go over the edge, I am just going to put that card behind there. And the way I'm doing this card, I really don't need to do anything in the middle. So all I'm doing is giving a little bit of depth to this card. Okay. By putting some leaves on it. And there we go. All right. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. Looks, it really does give it a, like I said, more depth to the card. All right. Let's close that up. Be sure you snap it closed. And then I'm going to take my card base, and I'm actually going to go ahead and put this on there. And I forgot this was going to go like this, so I didn't even really have to do across the top. And I started it on the back. But now I'm going to put my glue on there. Again, this is Tombow Mono liquid glue. And put it on there. There we go. Very nice. Then I am going to put this card on the front of it, but just like this. But I do not want to put this on there yet because I want to stamp my sentiment. And I am going to use You Are an Inspiration, and that is from the Dragonfly Garden. I love this stamp set. It is so cool. And so I am taking You Are an Inspiration, For a True Friend, May Good Things Grow in Your Grow All Year Long. That one would actually be really cute for this. And Thank You for Your Kindness. But this is the one I'm going to use. Again, I'm going to go with that Evening Evergreen, which I just closed, of course. I'm going to give it a, and I kind of go all over the stamp set a lot of times. And about right there. I want to, perfect. Now, I don't always suggest, you know what, that's not exactly straight. Let's try the other side. Excuse me. Give it another try. But that is exactly why I don't want to finish the card before I put my sentiment on it, because I couldn't turn it over if I had already finished the front. But now I want to lay this out. So I'm going to put this here, and these are going to go, you've seen me do this before. I'm going to put these in the back. And again, what I'm doing is I'm trying to sort of lay everything out the way I want it to look on my card, so that I know, one, that I have everything where I want it, and two, that it fits and about where I'm going to put it on the card, and, you know, all those things. Doesn't have to be perfect at this point. My goodness, I can't even get those things to go in there. There we go. Okay, can you see it? And then behind this, I've got this piece, and it's a little high, but I think that's going to be okay. And this is where my little, and I think I've showed you this before, you can either slip it in that slot like that, or you can put it behind, whichever you want. I think today, since last time I put it behind, I'll slip it in the slot. You know, you got to slip things in a slot, right? And then we're going to put these two together. And you know what? I think I'm going to move this over here so that this can come down a little lower. Not too much, but about right there. It's going to go over the top of my white, but that's what I want. And then I am going to take this and my little pot. And I think I'm going to give this a nice little haircut. And we're going to come right in here. And you've seen me do this before as well. There we go. And then this is going to go here. There we go. These kind of plants I cannot kill. It's the other kind that I can do a good job of killing. All right, so we're going to start with this one. And again, we're going to pop this up on some dimensionals. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals here. I want to make sure they do not go across the edge, across the bottom or the sides. And then I'm going to take those off. Those backings, if I can get them to come off. And see, because I moved this, I think that was good. I knew somewhat, sort of, kind of in a way. You know how that goes. All right, I'm going to put my glue dots. That my sentiment was just a little too high, and so I was going to need to move those down. So I'm going to pick up my glue dots. I'm going to put one of those there. Pick up another glue dot. Put that there. And then this one is going to go in the middle of that, and I think I'm going to put a dimensional on that. Okay, so I'm going to pull a dimensional off, and I'm putting it a little bit closer to the top because I'm going to stick it under here. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Like that a lot. All right, these two we're going to put together, and I'm just going to slip a little bit of glue under there. But I do want to put it on a dimensional, but by doing that and then moving that glue a little bit around, I get my pot on there. But I still want to put a dimensional, at least on the pot part. I think down here somewhere. All right, probably would have been fine just putting the dimensional and not the glue. But that's okay. We won't tell anybody. You won't tell, will you? All right, and here, something like that. There we go. All right, that gives me room now to put these behind here. This one, I'm going to go ahead and put flat. So I'm going to put my liquid glue on it. And again, you can see how it's going above the edge of my white piece, but it's going against white, so I don't really care. Whoops, I do have to put this on there, but I do want dimensionals on the back of that. Do you notice how I'm being really good, or trying to be really good, putting everything back where it goes? I think I told you once before, a while back, that I made this little carrier stand thing so that I didn't lose stuff. I was constantly losing stuff. I'd have workshops here at the house, and I would, we're going to have to cut that one in half, and I would constantly be putting my dimensionals down or something down and losing it. And I'd say, where is that? I just had it. And I'm going to, oh, I have to finish this flower first. And they'd say, it's right in front of you, Patricia. I'm like, oh, whatever. And I'd say, I know, it's right in front of me. All right. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, a dimensional. One more on this, and we're going to go ahead and use that little half one since we created it. And put another one on there. And then we'll pull these off. And let's see, I want it about, what plant are we putting on it? That might help to know where we want it. I don't want to put it straight below this. I think it's going to go right there. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and just put liquid glue on this. There we go. And There we go. Like that. Oh yeah. And now the whole thing is, because I put glue on that, but that's okay. It's going to be hidden. I know that you guys never make these kind of mistakes, right? All right. Whoa, we've got a little bit of, that's got to come off our dimensional. Yeah, it's still gluey. Gluey. And there we go. Whoop. Liquid glue, it'll move. All right, excellent little piece of something there. And there's our card. How cool is that? I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. You are an inspiration. So I hope you are an inspiration to those around you. And we do need to put something on the inside. And since I have my evening evergreen out and I've got my 5-leafed plant, I think that is what will go on the inside. There we are. Very nice, very nice, very nice. All right, close that up. Thank you very much. I hope you learned something. Feel free to, layer these up. It just looks awesome when you do that. Give it a background like this. Be sure to do the inside. Be sure to do your envelope. We never want to send naked envelopes. My students will always tell me that. So, we've got a card done. If you liked this, if you learned something, if you would give me a thumbs up, that would be so greatly appreciated. There's a red button down there to subscribe if you have not already done so, and I appreciate those of you who have. Please share this video. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, concerns, need more information, whatever it might be. Please, please let me know. I love to be able to help you. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you so very much, and we'll see you next time.